Looking at our political landscape today, I'm asking, are we living in the last days of our American democracy? And if you're one of those who feel compelled to point out that we ain't a democracy, that we're a republic, take your outdated belief systems elsewhere, because we're neither, and we're both. And that's all I'll say about that. Anybody that studied the history of politics understands the nature of the political beast is an ugly one. Always has been. So much so, back in 1856, Senator Charles Sumner was severely beaten on the floor of the Senate by a House Republican. If you ask me, I'm hoping that we might see a return to that level of barbarism sooner than later. 'Cause on its face, politics is boring. And I'm in need of a little entertainment. Then again, you know as well as I do, fisticuffs don't solve much. And yes, we can all stand back and get a good laugh from Trump and Biden while they're talking nonsense from their podiums. The larger truth is, at least in my eyes, there's people out there pushing buttons. It's like they want to see another civil war. And I've said it before, if there's another civil war, no one is going to win, and the country you wake up in ain't going to be the country you fought for. I'm just telling you. That's just how shit works. You never end up with what you think you're going to end up with. Of course, the bigger picture, most never stop to think about, like, how do we get where we are today? Where both political parties hate each other to the point that they're willing to destroy our nation to get one up on each other. You know, like burning your own house down because you want to do it better than your neighbor. Or some stupid shit like that. Truth is, a lot of people blame the media for where we're at, and I ain't one of them, because if you ask me, and you won't, nobody ever does, the media don't say nothing except for what you, yes you, want to read. The difference between major media these days and, say, Fox News is simply that Fox don't hide that fact. They relish in it and celebrate that they're manipulating the minds of all those old geeters that are watching them. Now, if you know anything about history, you should know before the collapse of any civilization, a lot of crazy shit happens. People degenerate into idiots, there's lots of idol worshippers, and everybody descends into sexual debauchery. Now, I don't know much about history myself, so I don't know if any of those end-time indicators are true, but if it is, it sure seems we fit that bill. The truth is, while we can say there sure seems to be a lot wrong with our nation these days, archaeologists and historians who have studied the collapse of societies say there are similarities. You know, telltale signs of impending doom. Signs such as uncontrolled population movement, disruption of trade routes, exploitation of resources, hostile neighbors, and the biggest indicator of all, if you were to ask me, a government's inability to respond to any of the previous items. Now, you can take any one of those items and find justifiable concern. For instance, population movement. If you look at the statistics, people are moving south, with North and South Carolina and Tennessee leading the way. And as a northerner, I'm actually okay with that. And I can't wait till everyone's gone and I got all the lakes and sandy beaches all to my lonesome, so I can go skinny dipping once again, like I used to before all the assholes in the world moved to my beautiful neck of the woods. Getting back to the topic at hand, though, sure, we got plenty of people on the move. We exploit all our resources. We got plenty of hostile neighbors like Canada and China, not to mention Russia, and of course, all our major business now operates overseas, disrupting American trade. And what was that last indicator? What was it now? I can't remember. Oh, our government's inability to address any of the above aforementioned indicators leading to our downfall. Now, the purpose of this video isn't to scare you as much as it is to entertain you, because heading into the violent last days of America, we're all going to need a better laugh than some fat dude trying to get back into the military uniform of his youth. Then again, when I see videos of some of those people wanting a civil war, those fat fucks with 100 guns slung across their back, those men that were born with micro penises. Oh, God, I'm not going there. But I am scared as hell. I could live in a world where those people were in control. And I'd probably have to go buy a gun. Politics, you gotta love it. I do not know if this is democracy's last days or not. I really don't. It's hard to tell. But I will tell you this, that we should be concerned. I mean, and I'm not talking Democrats or Republicans. I mean, they both, they're nuts. Both parties are absolutely friggin' nuts. Neither one of them cares about you or I, and that should be of concern to all of us. Uh, what more can you say about it? I mean, politics has gotten to the point where it's all about self-service. Self-service. That's it. That's what politics has become these days. Self-serving. And yeah, I know there's a lot of arguments out there on this. And I used to love politics. That's all I'll say. But it's a goddamn aggravating. Hmm. The one thing I really do want to illustrate or emphasize though is that if there's any kind of civil war again, we're not going to wake up in any kind of country that we're familiar with. And people should be thinking about that. Yeah, I'll leave that alone because I don't think many people care. Yeah, so I'll just do a shot of tequila. Not crazy and do YouTube videos because that's what I do better. I'm out of here. Love you. See ya. Long live the revolution.